Good morning to everyone, and welcome to the first edition of Likkle Byte Ideas, brought to you by Samuel Fields Consulting Group. We are so delighted that you've decided to spend some time with us today, and this is our first episode, one of many. What better way to spend a Friday morning? And TGIF, we're all looking forward to the weekend. We figured this would be a great way to end the week by bouncing ideas and sharing our knowledge, sharing our sentiments, our values with some of the influential people in business that we call friends. I am 𝙇𝙄𝙆𝙆𝙇𝙀 𝘬𝙔𝙆𝙆𝙇, and I am the Chief Marketing Officer of Samuel Fields Consulting. And today we have two guests. Of course, the first guest is our CEO at Samuel Fields Consulting, Mistress Megan Samuel Fields. Megan, how are you today?
Hi, good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm doing pretty great, 𝙇𝙗𝙆.
Fantastic. And also our very special guest, who is Mr. Kurt John Baptiste. He is with EBAS Financial and Accounting Services, and we're delighted to have Kurt in our studio today. Welcome to the SFCG virtual stage, Kurt. Can you hear us, Kurt? Okay. I'm not sure. I can't hear Kurt, but we're gonna get this sorted out. We're gonna play a message, a special message from our CEO. Just in case you did not know, September is Self-Improvement Month, and we've been celebrating self-improvement all month long here at Samuel Fields Consulting. And we have a special offer and a challenge for all of you. So here's a message from our CEO, Mistress Megan Samuel Fields.
3 things that made me smile today. My sons have gone back to university after the pandemic lockdown. I'm on vacation. And I am pleased that we will be celebrating Self-Improvement Month in September. This is the month when we will look inwardly and see how we can take little by little steps to become the persons we aspire to be. So I invite you to join us on our 30-day journey of self-improvement during September. You also have the opportunity to win a free personal finance consultation with SFCG. Simply go to our Facebook page and post one thing that you will do to improve your financial well-being and your peace of mind. We will announce the winner on September 27th. Looking forward to seeing your thoughts.
Oh, great. Thank you so much for that message. So listen, everyone wants to improve. And this is a month that we're going to challenge ourselves to meet certain goals. So go to our Facebook page. Well, first of all, if you haven't liked our Facebook page, please go to Samuel Fields Consulting, like our Facebook page, and just send us a note. There's a post there, and we'll continue to post. Tell us the one thing that you will change to improve to improve financial wellness. Now, I'm going to use the opportunity to have Ms. Fields tell us about Samuel Fields Consulting.
Okay, thank you so much, 𝙇𝙗𝙆. So we're Samuel Fields Consulting. We are, get some water. We are a consulting group focusing on legal, accounting, and financial services. And we offer a wide range of services. And our most recent a recent package focuses on financial action plans. And we offer several plans to individuals as well as to entrepreneurs, small businesses, to have a financial consulting plan with us, where you have a financial coach who will assist you in creating your financial plan. And over a period of time, depending on the plan that you select, you will meet with this financial coach who will assist you in achieving your financial goals. So that I'm very pleased to present, and it has been doing pretty well. We also are working on offering financial wellness training to companies, and you will hear a bit more about that as we go along.
Great. Thank you so much. Exciting stuff happening at Samuel Fields Consulting Group. We're always looking for new ideas to engage our clients, to provide new ways to learn, new ways to motivate you, new ways to manage your business. It's all about results. So thank you for that. And I'd like to give Kurt a similar opportunity to tell us a bit about your business, 𝑬𝙆, what you offer. And, as time goes along, the idea is, how can we get more collaboration with companies? How can we get you to connect, develop a community, minus the competition? How can we get you to work more together? So Kurt, tell us a bit about your company and the services that you offer.
Well, good day, everybody, and thanks very much, 𝙗𝙗. 𝑬𝙆 Limited really stands for Innovative Business and Accounting Services. Don't worry about the E at the front, and we're accustomed to spell innovations with an I, but that's actually, spelling it with an E is actually the beginning of innovation as it is. So my company is very similar to Megan. We're into the field of management, into the field of accounting. The only thing that Megan does, I don't get into, she goes to court. She's on this legal side. We actually don't do that. We engage companies in helping them to manage whether their front office or their back office, take care of their accounting. We have companies where they don't want to engage to hire a CFO. They're looking, let's say, a virtual CFO scenario, somebody to manage their back office, whether in some cases, they don't have staff, so we can do everything. In some cases, they actually have staff. Sometimes we can help to manage those staff. We're also involved in IT, trying to bring the whole idea of ICT into business, try to make sure we try to automate as much as possible the different business processes, because we understand that, hey, we ain't going nowhere, we're not progressing without IT being a part of your business, and not only just being a part, but being a part in a meaningful way. So we're involved in that. And just a general consultation, business consultation, finance, wealth building, wealth management, anything like that. That's what the company is involved in. And we do a bit also of digital marketing for companies. So we sort of promote ourselves as a one-stop shop for everything that you might want, from payroll, everything, front office, back office. We can assist in coming up with a plan for you and assisting you. And that's a little bit about 𝑬𝙆.
Thank you so much, Kurt. We definitely have two powerhouses, a lot of overlap in terms of what you do. But again, we're here to collaborate. We're here to form connections. We're here to build a community, to see how we can work with each other. And so thank you for sharing with us, Kurt. I want to encourage our guests, if you have questions, just post them on Facebook. We're going to hold all questions until the end of the session. So I encourage you to begin to post your questions, your ideas. We'll try to get to as many of them as possible. But at this point, we really want to get into what the show is all about. Again, this is our first episode, and we're delighted that so many of you have joined. We know other folks are going to join. We encourage you to share our link, let your friends, let your colleagues know there's a new show in town where we're just here to talk about ideas. It's all about improving our financial wellness. And we have a concept at SFCG where it's about life. We're here to tackle life. Regardless what industry you're in, your financial wellness, financial empowerment is so key. And life stands for lifestyle inspired by financial empowerment. So you could be a pastor of a church. Finances are key. You could be a chef. You could be a hairdresser. You could be a fashion designer. You could be a law enforcement officer. Your financial empowerment is so key to your career. And that's what this is all about. And so the concept is built on, listen, if I have an idea, and I keep it to myself. If you have an idea and you keep it to yourselves, what happens is you have an idea, I have an idea. But when we begin to exchange ideas with each other, this is where those eureka moments of discovery and greatness begin, because we're sharing ideas, and two minds, especially when they're great minds, two minds are always better than one. I'm sure you will agree. So we are delighted. We brought Kurt here because he has an idea to share with us. So Kurt, tell us about your idea as it relates to financial empowerment, a concept that you want to share. You and I had an opportunity a few weeks ago to really talk about it, and I was really intrigued about your idea. We have our guests online. Share with us your concept about building wealth.
All right, David. Well, during our conversation the other day really went along the lines of trying to divide your income a little bit. And two of the lessons learned out of COVID for me is that you have to save and you have to diversify your income. Two key lessons learned. So one of the things we went along the line of talk about diversifying your income, and we say whatever your income, whatever you aim your income to be, could be $5,000, it could be $10,000 a month, whatever the concept of your income, it must come from multiple streams. And when it comes from multiple streams, what really happens is that you have the ability to withstand some shocks in the whole world, shocks in the economy. So sometimes based on your income, you're not dependent on that one thing. The seasons are not going to cripple you in a sense. You'll be able to survive. So they have different forms of income. I like to say, give me income from here, give me peace from there, give me peace from here. So sometimes I like to divide it, call it the active stream. The active stream maybe is your major job. That's your salary, some bonuses, that kind of income. It's the active stream. You can go along what we deem the passive stream, and we also have what we call the portfolio stream. You must have some form of income from some form of investment, something that you put down there in terms of the passive stream, a property, so on. The portfolio stream, you should have money invested, whether it be in land, in stocks, and it's very easy to do. Some of us think that it's very complicated to do online right now, but there's some stocks that we should invest in. And you just watch the trend, easy to read, many brokers out there, it's easy to facilitate. So portfolio income growth from the appreciation of value in land, for instance. So you must segment your income, divide it into parts in order to see it grow and be able to withstand the shocks. But I want to just pivot off on something you just said, to read, in terms of that we should be sharing ideas. Not only that we should be sharing ideas, you have an idea, I have an idea, but the issue also of actually collaborating, not only just sharing the ideas, but actually getting to the point of collaborating on a project. I like to tell people, you might come up with a great idea, it's $1 million, let's say, to get the task done. On your own, you can't get the task done. The project, the idea stays as just a concept, it stays on paper. But what happens if you get 10 persons who invest $100,000 each? Bam, we get the project done. What that does, it actually shares the income. You share the benefit, you share the reward, you also share the risk around. And that's a concept there, in a nutshell, of how we must, we got to flesh out in terms of how we build our wealth and how we survive from time to time.
Fantastic. Kurt, I really appreciated everything you had to say. That's really, really great information. And, I just looking at both companies, which, under normal circumstances, you would consider yourselves to be competitors. I just want to hear from both of you. I'll start with Megan first. Based on Kurt's idea and also your own ideas, Megan, please tell us, what opportunities do you foresee or can even conceptualize in your head for EBAS and Samuel Fields Consulting to collaborate, to connect, to just grow some kind of partnership?
Right. So I'm quite impressed with what Kurt had to say regarding his idea about building wealth and also about his company, 𝙇𝙆𝙆𝙇𝙀. And one of the things I want to say up front is we have to be careful when we speak about competition. Competition isn't necessarily a bad thing. And there can be healthy competition, but we need to also recognize that we can do much more with collaboration, because collaboration is ultimately a win-win situation. In the raw terms of competition, it's a win-lose situation. But in collaboration, we both can win. And as I listened to Kurt, his ideas in terms of wealth building, they're very similar to mine. But what stood out for me is that he had a focus in his business on IT. I don't have that, but I know that's the way the world is going. He mentioned the only thing that he doesn't do is that he doesn't go to court. So I have the legal aspect. I can see how we can collaborate where we both end up as winners in whatever it is we collaborate on. We bring our best ideas together and see how best we can get these ideas working and moving forward to benefit 𝙇𝙆𝙆 and to benefit SFCG. And I think that's the way we need to start thinking, as opposed to, I'm not going to share my ideas with him because he's going to steal my ideas and then he'll win, I'll lose. I think we need to start to speak about how can we get together and do things together that benefit us both. So Kurt, we're going to have to talk.
And as we say at SFCG, more ideas, more more ideas, more money, more projects, more work. So I'm sorry, let me start over. More minds, more ideas, more money, more work.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't always have to be supplementing. You don't have this, so I can supplement you. It's about supplementing as well as complementing, because there are going to be times when you both offer services. So it's not an either or. There may be opportunities where you're working on a project where you both have expertise in that area and you can reinforce each other and broaden your capacity. It's about capacity building, coaching, motivation. It's always easier, for those of us who do consulting and work independently, it's always, you have to have that life buddy, that coach, that person who may or may not be in your field, just to bounce ideas. That human contact is so necessary, especially when you are, you're dealing with a line of business that's evolving, and the whole world can go by. I mean, even within our company, SFCG, we bring very distinct talents, but we pull it together very well because it's about complementing each other and reinforcing the strengths that we bring. So Kurt, I know you touched on this earlier, but I want to give you an opportunity to also begin to brainstorm some more about how both of your companies can perhaps forge a great relationship into the future.
All right. Megan already touched two of the key parts there in terms of the trade-off there, the IT side and the legal side, either capabilities on either side of the company. I see us, and I do have cases where, I'm involved in registration of companies, and the legal aspect I can't do. So right away, I see the benefit. But there's another part that I know that we have common interest in, and we can actually make a big splash on this part, the training programs. Can you imagine that Samuel Fields, they have, and I just call the number, 20 customers, and 𝙇𝙆𝙆 has 15 customers, and we're putting on a training program. Whatever the training might be, let's say we had to pull somebody from a presenter from overseas, a presenter or presenters. Can you see now economies of scale? So in terms of marketing that and presenting that to my customers only, in terms of their management, their supervisors. It's a collaborative effort between Samuel Fields and EBAS in terms of we are pulling off a particular program and we inviting up. If the first set of customers we have for sure would be our personal customers. So right away, we have 35 companies that will be involved in the program, and then we can market it to the outside. So instead of one person bearing the cost or taking on the challenge of planning such a conference, such a workshop, such a training program, right away, there's a collaboration taking place between two entities. And I know for sure when Megan and I link, we're going to be talking about the professional organization. And we had a small talk about the company called Trinity Professional. So now I'm rethinking if it needs to be called Trinity EBAS Megan Fields Professional. I think there's anything we want to call it. I think there's a little gap out there. There's a little part to be filled out there in terms of professional development. And there's some people who are not going to the University of West Indies, that's it, for a 3-year program, a 4-year program, but they want to engage in a 1 month to 2 month developmental, personal developmental, professional developmental course. And I think because of the avenue and the experience, the avenue that Megan and myself are going down at present, and from our experience, I think we have a lot to offer to our customers and beyond. And I have absolutely no doubt collaboration will definitely be a plus for both of us.
No, I'm very excited, and I hope our guests are too, because this kind of thinking is not limited to just these two companies. We want to inspire all of our clients, our followers, our participants to begin to think about some of the companies that you already have relationships with. Others you may not have a relationship with, but we have to begin to start thinking more about partnerships. This is the way of the future, especially if it applies to companies of any size, or if it's even for your personal development. Look around you to see how you can form greater partnerships. And it's just by exchanging ideas, just by networking. It's not something that necessarily is natural to our culture. As Megan mentioned earlier, we have a tendency where it's, I'm not going to share my ideas because they're going to steal my ideas. I have always felt, and Kurt and I had a working relationship in the past, I have never been afraid to share my ideas because there is the idea, but then there's the actual implementation. So there are lots of stages to it. There's a concept, but then there's implementation. And so anyone can talk about an idea. You have to take it further and actually map it out and come up with a strategy for implementation. So my advice is never be afraid to share your ideas, because it's not as easy to someone can repeat your idea. But in terms of stealing your idea, it's almost like, it's like trying to steal something that's nailed down. So it can only be stolen if you're ready to relinquish it. So I think we should be encouraged to share your ideas. I forgot to mention, we're all about celebrations here at SFCG. We will celebrate anything. So in addition to Self-Improvement Month, today, September 10th, is actually Swap Ideas Day. And so we were very stoked to be able to launch a show such as this on Swap Ideas Day to bring attention to the fact that we all should be looking for opportunities to share the ideas that we have in our heads with other people. This is the only way these ideas will grow. How many ideas have you had for 10 years and you're holding on to this idea? And you've been talking about this idea over and over and over again. You probably, if you connect with someone in the right group and make the right collaborative decisions, perhaps you have a better chance of growing this idea, nurturing this idea, getting some support in moving this idea from your head, to the universe. And so this is where we come in. We want to be the incubator. We want to be the facilitators of these types of relationships. Interestingly, both of our guests here today are doing PhD programs in innovation and collaborative management, as we're discussing. I will also give them an opportunity to talk a bit more about that as we go along. But do we have any questions at this time? I want to encourage all of you. I know that we have a few people online, and so I want to encourage all of you. Share your ideas with us. We're all in the incubator. If you have an idea, if you have a question, especially if it relates to financial wellness, to accounting, we have two powerhouses here, two very influential people who bring great backgrounds in finance and accounting. We'd love to hear your questions. So we have a question. Megan, do you want to take? Well, that's more of a comment. Okay, I'm going between the screen and my the Facebook page. But Megan, are you speaking? I can't hear you.
Sorry. It's
okay.
A comment.
Yes,
it says, right. It seems to me that the concept of supplementing and complementing is transferable. Food for thought.
No, I'm big on, you have to supplement and complement, and it's a great way to close some of the gaps. And again, be bold, share your idea, embrace your quote unquote competition, because together you can do so much more. Plant the seeds and grow them together. I want to pretty much summarize what I heard here today. And I also want to give our guests an opportunity to summarize their thoughts as well. So what I heard here today in terms of the key takeaways are that from Kurt's great idea that he bounced off us, and Kurt, thank you so much for that great idea. He talked about building wealth. If you're joining us later in the show, Kurt John Baptiste of EBAS is our guest, along with our very own CEO, Mistress Megan Samuel Fields. And Kurt is here today to share with us his whole idea, his philosophy for building wealth, particularly as it relates to a small business or an individual. He believes, listen, you have to have multiple streams of income. You have to diversify your portfolio. You have to look, you have to gauge your investment. You have to come up with a plan where you are not relying solely on one particular job, one revenue stream, one source of income. And I thought that was a really great idea. And he also talked about, the need for professional development, the need to really invest in your employees and yourself, and to begin to pull some skills together, but constantly find ways to improve. And obviously, this will put you on a path to wealth generation and wealth building if you have a plan and you also seek the professional development to improve on your skills to ensure that you can continuously upgrade, level up as far as your skills and your understanding of wealth generation. You still have time to post your questions, but we are nearing the end of our session. I just want to give our guests an opportunity to give their summation and their summary about the ideas that have been exchanged here today. Kurt, I'm going to start with you. Give you a quick minute or so to summarize your thoughts on the benefits of an exchange of ideas between professionals one-on-one, and then, of course, reinforce your thoughts about wealth generation.
It's called Likkle Byte ideas. Let's go.
Likkle Byte ideas.
Make the mountain. Likkle Byte ideas. So therefore, somebody come, let somebody build the foundation, let somebody else build the wall. Two heads are better than one. All right, so let's collaborate, let's share our ideas, and hey, let's get the best result. So I'm all for collaboration. All right, all for collaboration. And with what? A bunch of Likkle Byte ideas. And that's how I sum it all up today.
Fantastic.
You said it all otherwise.
Fantastic. Megan, tell us about what you learned here today, how we're going to move forward, the whole concept of sharing ideas. What role is that playing in the evolution of companies today?
So I'm just so glad that we have started this. I sent this out to my WhatsApp chat group, and I got so many persons saying, what a wonderful idea. And that just reinforced for me that this is something that we need right now. We are living in crazy times. Never before. We can't even go back and say, yes, our grandparents told us this is how it used to be. This is just different. And the same way that I'm saying it's different, it's the same way I think moving forward, we have to do things differently. And so coming together, collaborating, not being afraid, because I think that is part of the holdback. People are afraid, either afraid that someone would steal their ideas, afraid that it won't work, afraid that they may fail. And so I want to encourage all businesses, all individuals to see how you can collaborate, see how you can bounce an idea, a little one, a little idea with someone else. And you might be surprised to see how this thing grows. And so, Kurt, I'm looking forward to having further discussions with you. I was blown away when I found out you were doing your PhD and you're doing it in a similar area, creativity, innovation, change. And so I know we have lots to talk about, but we remain open, Kurt and I, for other collaborations. There are other things. And what we are looking forward to seeing is the persons that come on our programs every week. We're looking forward to hearing what they have to offer and seeing how they can bounce a little idea off of another person and see how, I like 𝙇𝙄's word earlier on, we can be the incubator for some of these ideas so that they can grow. And I do believe at the end of the day, what we're looking for is growth within our companies, within ourselves, but also within our country.
Fantastic. Before we end, I want to remind everyone, it's Self-Improvement Month. We want to hear one thing that you think you can change or you're willing to change to improve your well-being, your financial well-being, and your peace of mind. Go to our website. There's a post there where you can drop it in any of our conversations and tell us what you think you can improve. Set a goal for yourself. And of course, you stand to win a free consultation from Samuel Fields Consulting Group, helping you to make all of the changes or making all of the assessments and mapping out a plan so that you can make that change. We're here to help hold your hand, and we all need to improve. Megan, tell us about we've already confirmed our guest for next week. Do we have a question?
We do have a question.
We do have a question. Megan, do you want to take that question?
Sure. The question is, what about insurance products as a means of generating wealth? What about insurance products as a means of generating wealth? That for sure, if I could, I'll take it, and then you can jump in, Kurt. Insurance products, for us in the Caribbean, we don't have as wide a wide range of options to choose from when we want to do investing. And so insurance companies, in addition to providing just the bare life insurance, they offer a wide range of other products. So I am not the insurance expert, and so I wouldn't want to go too much into the products that they offer. But I will say this, it's worthwhile looking into. These companies offer different programs, different services that you might be able to invest a certain amount of money. You have to be careful, because I know at the back of our minds, we remember those insurance companies that failed. So we would have to ensure that we do a bit of our own due diligence. But in general, insurance products are a means of investing. Kurt?
I do agree. And earlier, when I mentioned the three streams of income in terms of the active, the passive, and the portfolio, really and truly, insurance will fall under the passive, and some people might also look at it as under the portfolio aspect. And you will definitely get some return. So when an insurance person comes to sell your product, there is a way to work a formula, even as simple as in Excel, where they're using a future value formula in Excel, and that can always be shared with our group to see what's the level of what's the interest rate that you are getting. Also, when you're getting when you're looking at the insurance products, you got to be careful how much of that you put under that head. And as I say, don't put all of your eggs in one basket, because generally you're probably getting a return anywhere between 2.5% and 3.5% when you actually do it right now in the market out there. That's what the market is presenting. And there are some other small ideas out there that you can probably make a 5 or 10, a quick 10%, 9% return on your monies. The issue is, right, as we say, little bit of ideas, put the money, multiple streams of income. So insurance products is definitely a way to go. You just have to decide how much of it you're going to put in that more subtle, more conservative style of investment. But because there are some more risky investment with some higher returns out there. Short term, the insurance is the long term. But once again, I think you need to get into Samuel Field Consulting to get a consultation to understand how much of it you put into insurance. And then when you go by her, she will call me and I'll drive you over by her and we'll do the consultation together.
We'll collaborate.
Yeah. No competition here. It's all about building a community.
Yes.
That's fantastic. So we have had, I'm sure everyone will agree, we had a great, fantastic show. Listen, this was, if we tell you how this idea came about, you would die laughing. But it emerged out of exactly what we're talking about today, ideas generation. And I'm sure you will agree some of the best ideas come 4-day morning. And this was a 4-day morning thought, 4-day morning conversation. We got together, we pulled the resources together, and it looks like we had a small group, but we are prepared to start the Likkle by Likkle movement and to grow exponentially by being consistent. Megan, tell us about our next guest next Friday.
Okay, so I am really excited about next Friday. We are going to have a young man. His name is Ashton Ferron, a young innovator. He is I think he's the owner of 𝙄𝘾 Innovations. And he and his group, they have created several apps. They've created the ticketing app, and they've also worked on this other app that the name is slipping me now, but it assists you to make payments online. And so he is an innovator. He is into the area of technology. He's young and he is Antiguan. So please ensure you tune in next Friday at 10:30 to hear our Likkle Byte ideas with Mr. Ashton Ferron.
Okay, great. And listen, this is on Facebook. You can go and watch it. We encourage you to share it with your friends, people who not everyone has the time on Friday morning to stop by and really listen. So this is why I like StreamYard, because it's shareable. You can come back and watch it in greater detail. We will also have it stored on our YouTube channel and you can view it later. So I think this has been a fantastic first show. I'm very excited about the possibilities. I want to thank everyone. I see a couple of names: Janice Knight, Sandra Brown, Ramona Samuel. If I don't call your name, you didn't comment, so I can't big you up. So, your incentive for getting a little shout out is drop a little comment. You still have a minute or two. Tell us, even if you don't do it before we sign off, we really appreciate your feedback. If you haven't liked our page already, we invite you, like our page. We share lots of great information, and we are going to keep this going and cultivate some great relationships and partnerships, and jump in the incubator with us, because there will always be an explosion of ideas. We've all experienced a rainstorm, but here we have a brainstorm, because we're bringing all of the great minds, all of the great thinkers, all of the great, as you can see, talkers. And, it's about having those great discussions and really, really fruitful networking, so that we want you, when you invest 30 to 40 minutes with us on Fridays, that you go into the weekend really thinking about how you can level up your personal life, your financial well-being, and your peace of mind. Did we lose Kurt? It's time to say goodbye.
So I just want to
And,
say one other thing before we
yes, go
hop
right
off
ahead.
with this. I want to say to the persons who are listening, do you have an idea that you would like to share? We would love to have you on our show. So if you do, please inbox us and we will make the contact with you.
That's exactly what Oprah used to say. When
Hey,
Oprah had her show at the end, she would always, the announcer would come on and say, if you have a show idea that you'd like to share with our show, please write to us. Okay, so
that's our Oprah moment right there.
So I think that's a great idea. If you have a show idea, if you know someone, if you know, I see Sandra. Oh, thank you, Sandra. Thanks for joining us. So if you have an idea yourself, you have a colleague, a friend who you think would be a great guest for our show, they have great concepts to share that we can learn from, we welcome them. The good thing is our Facebook page means that our offices are always open. You can always go on Facebook and leave us a message. Our doors are always open. It may take a few hours to get back to you, but we really appreciate having the opportunity through digital marketing and through social media to connect with our fans, our clients, and our followers. So Kurt, happy that you're back. We want to thank you so much again, Kurt. You have to come back. You have to come back.
Definitely.
Don't be a stranger. Next week, we're talking technology, so maybe we'll have you back on the stage if you're available. But I'm very, very excited about the possibilities of Likkle Byte ideas. It's so new. If you notice, I say it slowly because it's that new. I'm like saying it like maybe for the third or the fourth or the fifth time. It's that new. So maybe in a week or so, I'll say it a lot faster. But Likkle Byte ideas. Everyone say it with me. Likkle Byte ideas. Okay, so thinking little bites. Kurt, what was that concept that you told us? He didn't share his bit and bytes concept with us. No. Kurt, where are you?
Oh, I think he's joining again. I think he's having some internet difficulties, but he will be back.
He will be back for sure to tell us, and maybe he can drop it in the chat. But this has been amazing. We're gonna sign out. Everyone back to work. We will collaborate next Friday. We'll send you a reminder in the chat and tell everyone about the show. We want this to be a great example about planting a seed and watching it grow. Likkle Byte ideas. I'm getting better, right, Megan?
You are.
Thank you so much, guys. And listen, thank you to Nicholas Fields. Our nephew Nicholas is in the background, and he has been the producer of the show. He's been amazing. I don't know if we can afford to have him every Friday, but this was really a great experience. And thank you so much, Nicholas, for helping us pull this together.
Thanks, Nicholas.
All righty. Have a great weekend, everyone. We look forward to seeing all of you. Bring your friends, your family, your associates. Let's jump into the incubator. And like I said, if I have an idea and I keep it to myself, if you have an idea and you keep it to yourself, fine. You have an idea, I have an idea. But when we begin to share our ideas, that's when things start to happen. And those moments of greatness really begin to evolve. Enough talking for one Friday morning. We're out of here. Have a nice weekend. We'll see you next week.
Have a great weekend, all. Bye.